Welcome, everybody, to a deep dive into the mind of Naval Ravikant. We're about to build a brand new playbook for modern leaders. Seriously, this is going to change how you think about value, your people, and your impact.
Oh, I am so ready for this. I gotta confess, last week I sat through a 2-hour meeting about the new font for our internal newsletter. Yeah, 2 hours. I feel like that one experience alone qualifies me to talk about why leadership is so broken.
Okay, let's just kick things off with Naval's perfect diagnosis of the problem. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I mean, come on, that is the trap so many of us fall into without even realizing it.
He absolutely nails it. In the corporate world, that stupid game is all about fighting over who gets the bigger budget or whose team has more headcount. And what's the prize? A slightly better title and, you guessed it, more meetings about newsletter fonts. Naval's philosophy is the antidote to all of this madness.
Exactly. And that antidote, it starts with a huge foundational mindset shift. It's about changing the game you're playing entirely. So let's dive into our first pillar.
All right, so let's talk about the leader's reality. Most of us are stuck in the status game. It is a zero-sum battle. For me to win, someone else has to lose. It's all about politics, climbing the ladder, and let's be honest, sometimes putting others down to get ahead. It is exhausting.
In this right here, this is the strategic fix. It's about shifting your entire focus to the wealth game. Now, this isn't just about money, okay? It's a positive sum game. This is where you create something new, you lift others up with you, and everybody, literally everybody, can win together.
You know what's so powerful about this is how Naval defines wealth. It's not the Ferraris, it's not the fancy watches, it's assets that earn for you while you sleep. Think about it, a business, a product, an investment. The real purpose of wealth isn't the stuff. It's buying back your freedom. Freedom from that 7 a.m. alarm clock. Freedom from the soulless job. And boom, here is your first golden nugget. The big takeaway is this simple. Stop climbing the ladder and start building the factory. You have to shift your focus from all the internal politics to creating real, tangible, external value.
Okay, so once you've changed your mindset, the next pillar is all about finding the right people and committing to play the long game. This is where you build an environment around the single most powerful currency in business, trust.
All right, it's time for a quick jargon buster. So, Naval talks a lot about iterated games. What does that even mean? It's simple. It just means you're playing with the same people over and over again. It is the complete opposite of that one-time negotiation for a used car where you're trying to squeeze every last penny out of the deal. In the real world, you're going to see these people again.
And when you start playing these long-term games, something incredible happens. Compound interest suddenly applies to your relationships. Trust builds on itself. Friction just melts away, and you can start taking on these massive, ambitious projects together. Like Naval says, in long-term games, we make each other rich.
You know, I've got a perfect example of this. There was a developer I worked with about 10 years ago. We did great work, but we went our separate ways. We stayed in touch, though, and just last month, out of the blue, he referred a massive client to my company. All because of the trust we built a decade ago. It really does compound.
So you've got the right mindset, you're playing the long game with the right people. The next crucial step is to unlock the hidden superpowers that already exist right there on your team. To get us thinking in the right way, I want you to chew on this question. What is the one skill that you simply cannot teach in a classroom? The answer is what Naval calls specific knowledge, and your job as a leader is to become a detective and find it. So here's the leader's reality on this one. We are all trained to promote the person with the shiniest degree from the fanciest school. But so often, the real genius on the team is the person who's just completely obsessed with the topic on the weekends. I love Naval's definition here. Specific knowledge is something that feels like play to you, but it looks like hard work to everybody else. So the big question is, how do you find it? Well, here's your strategic fix. You've got to start asking different questions. Ask about their hobbies, their side projects. Look for that little spark in their eye, that sign of genuine obsession. You want to find the person who spends their free time building robots or analyzing weird data sets just because it's fun for them. That's where the magic really is.
And that brings us to our next golden nugget. If you remember one thing, remember this. Your job is not to motivate people. Your job is to find the person who already sees the work as play.
Okay, let's recap. Mindset is right. People are in place, you've uncovered their superpowers. The final, crucial piece of this whole puzzle is leverage. This is how you build a system that multiplies your team's impact, not just incrementally, but exponentially.
Right, we've all heard this famous quote from Archimedes. Well, in the modern business world, the levers themselves have changed, but the principle behind them, it's more powerful today than ever before.
So let's break this down. Old school leverage was all about labor and capital. How many people report to you? How big is your budget? The key thing is, it was permissioned. Someone else had to give it to you. But the new leverage, things like code and media, it's completely permissionless. A single person can write a piece of software or create a piece of content that reaches millions of people without asking a single soul for permission. That, my friends, is real power.
But, and this is a big but, to be trusted with that kind of leverage, you have to do something that can feel scary. You have to embrace accountability. You have to be willing to put your name on the line and own the results, whether they're good or bad.
Accountability. You know, the one thing that mysteriously evaporates the second a project goes off the rails. It is amazing how quickly a we problem becomes a your problem in the postmortem meeting, isn't it?
Okay, so let's put this all together. When you stop playing those status games, you find long-term people. You unlock their specific knowledge, and you give them real leverage. You create this unstoppable flywheel of value. So now, we're going to give you a super clear call to action to get that flywheel spinning. This is your 24-hour challenge. It is so simple. Tomorrow morning, I want you to find that one person on your team who's always tinkering, always curious, and ask them this exact question. What rabbit hole are you exploring that feels like play to you? And then, just shut up and listen. You are going to be absolutely amazed at what you uncover. And we'll leave you with this final, powerful thought from Naval, which really ties this whole playbook together. Escape competition through authenticity. See, when you build a team of authentic, genuinely curious individuals and you empower them, you're not just competing anymore. You're creating something that literally no one else can. And just like that, your masterclass is complete. The playbook is yours. Now go out there and change the game. And hey, be sure to like and subscribe. Unless, of course, you genuinely enjoy boring meetings and playing stupid games. Your call.